recording's in progress. All right. Thank you for your time, dog.
Yes.
Welcome to this Omni interview. This is my first Omni interview, and I'm glad to be doing it with you. Go
Awesome.
ahead and introduce yourself to the channel.
All right. What's up, guys? My name is Jahvel Lewis. I'm an artist from upstate New York, and yeah, we here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Along with introducing yourself, go ahead and tell the people a little bit about not only just you and your artistry, but also tell them a little bit about outside of that. You know what I'm saying? You also, you go by Milo. You also Marshall Lee, the demonized. I see right through your anatomy. Go ahead and let them know. Let them know.
All right, bet. All right, so feel me, I'm a singer and a rapper. Feel me, I've been doing this for like 10 years now. Seriously. Um, I go by Milo's like my little alter ego when I be like rapping and shit like that. And and I like touch on like dark subject matter, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Trying to think what else.
That was actually I wanted to touch on that. It's like, was there like a real big difference between Ja and Milo? Because I see from even like your playlist and even listening to some of your stuff, your earlier music, you know what I'm saying? That like Milo, like the influences that like he listens to is just like different from I don't want to say Ja's more of a sensitive side, but you definitely have a more introspective bag with Ja than with Milo.
Right. So, all right. So with Milo, like, um, all right. So I recently like was talking to my friend, and I guess like people, like Tyler Perry went through like a really like traumatic experience,
Right.
and what like made Medea become a thing, I guess.
Yeah.
So I use Milo as like a way to like talk about or speak from the point of view of like me when I was like going through a lot of like struggling stuff and didn't know how to really deal with it. I didn't really like talking about my emotions. So it was either really like be super vague about it or just be super in detail and like raw about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I kind of just like without giving it an artist name, I kind of just like gave it a voice, if you will. Like I see it like how you ever seen Teen Titans?
Of course. Yes, sir.
So like when Raven splits up into mad people,
Yeah.
that's how I be feeling when I make different stuff.
Got you. Because I was
Or
also like my bigger like question to that is because like you did theater, correct?
facts, yeah.
Facts. So like I was a theater
What?
major. Hey, I was reading the bio, bro. I'll be doing my research. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Word.
Well, being a theater major and stuff, that's me. I love characters. So that's what I'm saying. Like when I listen to your music and I listen to your stuff, one
Yeah,
bigger thing about artistry as a whole is that they be saying we be thinking out the box. You
yeah.
really thinking out the cube. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean, you know
I
what I'm
feel
saying? No problem. And what I mean by that though is like and you talk about it in your music too. You have a line about doing shrooms and jumping out of the dimensions. You know what I'm saying? So you jump out of the dimensions of yourself and do this different phases. So like, does theater play any part of that?
I would say so. Like, um, two moments really stick out. Like, just theater in general. With like, I knew that I had issues with like performing for people in general, or just like talking. I have like really bad public speaking issues where it's like, if I have to talk in front of mad people, I'd be like, whoa. But then like, if I have to perform in front of like small crowds, it's like, whoa. So like,
Got you.
I'm like, I'm gonna just do this to like so it's just second nature. And even now, like I can just perform like it's nothing, but still when it comes to the talking aspect, I'm like, oh shit. But like, it comes with like time and shit.
Got you. That's what, and I think that's like you could definitely hear that transitional change of confidence in your music too, because it's
Where
like to me, I think when you listen to Volume One and you have songs like Dojo, where I think
yeah,
that's like showing like that first step of like puffing your chest out for real and
yeah,
like letting people know
where
like I'm here. So it's like, but then you get into like
Mhm.
give me that where you could jump inside of both bags, you know what I'm saying, and show your own versatility, and you see that growth in between those two, you know what I'm saying. um
Yeah.
yeah. um
Where-
my bigger like kind of aspect and question to you is also when it comes to where you're from regionally, you don't sound where you're from. So what kind of influenced you being like also like a firstborn, and also having four siblings? Were you influenced by what's outside, or you influenced more off the internet?
So it's actually funny, like I wasn't allowed to listen to other music until like fifth grade.
Really?
Yeah, so I literally only came up on like Caribbean stuff and like Luther Vandross. Like that was it.
Got
So
you.
like, I would like so when I went to school like in this, not where I'm at now, but like upstate, like closer to like Liberty area in New York. And I I started, I think the first album I ever bought was like a Fall Out Boy album. Like I was like around a
Really?
lot of like, yeah, I was around a lot of kids like that growing up for a
Was
little
it
bit.
the blurry face album?
Nah, it's I'm old, bro. It's the you know the song Dance Dance?
Yes.
Yeah, that album from Under the Cork Tree.
Okay, got you. Because I was into 21 Pilots when that came out with like what's that one song? Heavy Dirty Soul. Like I was
Yeah,
into that
yeah.
era of 21 Pilots.
Okay, okay. That was an interesting era, bro. It was really tough. I was really it was interesting like how it came like how like the emo scene came back. I found
Yeah,
it.
because it was a weird shit, especially like for me, because I'm the baby. I don't know if our mutual friend and owner of this
Right.
channel, Miss
I
Mason,
didn't know
has
he was a
said.
baby. How many siblings you got?
Hmm?
How many siblings you got?
Oh, I have three siblings. I'm talking about of like my friend group. So Mason is older
Oh,
than me and stuff like that, but I'm a
awesome.
firstborn. So
Okay.
yeah. And it's a weird dynamic because I'm younger than everybody, but I've been
Yeah.
the oldest to like all the homies, to like
Wow.
all my siblings and stuff.
Alright.
So it's like
Okay,
I be
okay.
having to learn.
Yeah, nah, that's how it like that's why like I guess I kind of sit like middle child, if you will, as far as like my music homies. So I be getting like hearing like the yo, you gotta listen to Cameron and this. And it's
Got
like,
you.
nah, bro, just play that new Freddie Gibbs. I'm like, oh, what is going on? Like, you feel me?
Facts. Cause
So,
like you sound very much like a leader in type of like the sound that you're trying to create. Like you don't really follow too much. And that's like kind of going back to the question with that too, is like, do you ever feel pressure to sound like the people around you at all?
no, but I definitely think the people around me are a big influence on like the way I sound. Because if you hear like my like music family, if you will, is like it's like 23 plus people. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So like I be hearing like every like I don't even I'll listen to like the staple music that's out, but I really just be listening to my homies like they're you know what I'm saying. So but I
Facts.
did move around a lot growing up too. That's another thing, like a lot. So that
Got
takes
you. Do you think that makes you
like
nomadic in
I
nature?
was in yes, that's a good word because I really resonate with that word facts like just being a wanderer in general
Yeah.
like
No,
not
I
like
I
you
think
know
you could definitely hear that within the music and stuff because it's like I feel like you push yourself to like get uncomfortable a little bit, but it's like you find that space in that pocket to where it's
yeah
like y'all can't tell me that I'm not in my bag right now.
yeah word yeah bro and it just I'd be doing it for me bro like to like learn things about myself because like I don't know, like I feel like when you're put pressure makes diamonds. So I feel like when you put yourself in uncomfortable situations like a lot, like you just become like, just become second nature. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
Right.
facts. Because like I think especially with things like on We Live Radio, your little
Right.
interlude, you guys talk about your symbolism with the moon and stuff like Avatar. But I think for like a creative like yourself, they always talk about jack of all trades, master of none. Whereas like as of recently, I've been
Mhm.
thinking we should switch that because it's more jack of all trades, master of self, since you're just trying to move certain things around. So
Yeah.
are you using music to master self or just that just come with that?
I think it's definitely comes with that. I didn't plan like I was just like I have all these songs in my head that I just want to like listen to. Like I remember seeing stuff like I think I seen a post of like Juice World back in the day. And he was like, yeah, I just made this song so I can listen to it. It's never coming out. And I was like, oh, I feel him, bro. Like sometimes like they're like our kids songs, I feel like. So it's like you just want to get them out. And if it helps, it's just like a kid helps to their parent, like what I'm saying, mirroring themselves and seeing that they need to improve and stuff like that, then it's like a double win.
Yeah, facts. Um, no, I definitely agree with that too, especially because like each song is so different and each child is so different. So it's
Right.
like you could really like you can't necessarily have a favorite because where like this child might be like a knucklehead, the creativity from this child steers you into visuals versus actually like saying stuff out loud or like singing versus like just rapping. And that's another thing. Do you want to dive deeper inside of your singing bag? Because to me, one of my favorite songs listening to like your stuff is Nothing, like your very first joint.
Oh, that cover? Word.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
cover.
that's a cover, yeah.
That's why I was listening to that. I was like, yo, if this is the first joint he wrote out,
Yeah.
this joint hard.
All right. I appreciate you. Yeah, like all right, so I'm definitely a singer first, but it just happened the way it happened. Like I was supposed to drop this one project first, but just a lot of personal situations happened with me and like the producer, like he had some stuff going on. But so
Mhm.
I like was just gifted these beats and I was like, yo, it's about time. Like that's why we make all the jokes, like all the songs have been heard on a live standpoint from people around my town, but just like haven't been released. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, even if I have to rap, people just got to know that I can do something just because like it's either now or never type of thing. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So
Definitely.
where
Uh with it being now or never though, do you think there'll be a time where like are you going to do something like a job versus Milo where you have to really collide those worlds, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to give too much also just in case, but you know what I'm saying? I could put we could put that conversation to the side.
yeah, I'm gonna put that conversation to the side with you.
Facts.
Word, word,
Facts. Facts. I
word,
felt
word.
that. When it comes to like your visuals, because the music video, that's where Insomnia, correct?
Mhm.
I really like that music video. There's like you portray a certain level of like chemistry in that music video. Are you someone that like did you guys have to work on that or like were you actually like with that person at the time?
Uh, no, so that's actually a friend of mine. Shout out Zena. She's actually an artist too. She's amazing. Oh my goodness, you need to hear her music. It's like 10 out of 10.
Bet. Put me
I'm
on.
actually having a session with her later.
Bet.
Yeah, yeah, I usually just like doing videos with I'm not involved in anyone right now. So I like to um do stuff with uh people that are like around me or people that are like pursuing the same thing that are like important in my life, you know what I'm saying? And Zena's always just been like a good person to me in general. We met at like a show, like a show in town, and she had already like my town is split into two. So she like went to one side and I went to the other side. And she like graduated early, moved to the city, just happened to come back for that one show. And I just met her and we've just been cool ever since.
That's what's up.
So yeah. So she was just like, I think my manager set it up. I like got off of work and he was like, yo, we're gonna set up a video for this song. Just have clothes ready and be prepared to have a love interest. I was like, okay. So I'm
Bet.
glad they got Zena. I was like, oh, fire. I don't have to be with
Perfect.
one. Yeah. So
That's what's up. Do you think like
word. But yeah, so it wasn't anything we have to really work on. It's like
got you. That's what's up.
word.
Because like I think that sometimes it's like the hardest part as like creative. Sometimes it's like when you have such a big idea, and that just also depends on like who's directing you to, is
Right.
that like you have your heart intentions on this song where it's like, no, I had this whole scene inside of my head and they might
Yeah.
not get the scene. So to see, I felt like it kind of played out perfectly chemistry
Yeah.
wise.
Word. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I was really happy how it came out. That's one thing I'm trying. I'm about to be bigger on this year is drop a lot more videos in general, just to really like show, put a face to the sound, and put a vision to the sound, if you will.
Mhm.
Word.
Is there any type of like pockets or grooves that you might push out to like genre bend a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because like it sounds like you might, make a house is not a home real quick on us out of nowhere.
What you mean, like?
The you talked about Luther Vandross. I was just making a little joke like that house is not a
Oh,
home.
yeah. Yo, I would do once like I feel like we see it in all of our favorite artists. like you see like a growth thing, if you will, as far as like the maturity of the sound and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm really in like the fun phase as far as dropping stuff right now, but I definitely want to like touch like in that realm, if you like, more on a more mature sound. Like, how do I say this? Like, I guess like Adele's music is very mature, but
Yeah.
it still keeps the authenticity, and you can hear it like grow like on like a I look like looking at songs as like food. A lot of
Yeah.
song microwave meals, and then like you can tell when someone like really slow cooked it. You know what I mean?
Facts, like the tastemakers, because like
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
hardest part to find, is because like that's my thing for like people who sing. Like I love crooners, like maybe like a J. Cole and like a Vibe Mentality or the intro joint, but like people who really like take the time and like pressure cook like a Sampha, like how he's about to drop, I think soon, like I think this Friday or something like that.
Oh,
Things
for
like,
real?
yeah, I think he's about to drop this Friday. So yeah, be ready
I'm
for that.
right.
But no, I think like listening to your music, you have a bunch of potential like that, because it's like one thing I really want to compliment you on is like your harmonies when you do decide to sing, like, or when you do certain things so that like that. Like I feel like you really take that time for sure. Like, do you record things multiple times, or are you very like a one take Drake type of person?
I can like with singing, it takes a lot more time. I really like actually because I'm a choir kid too. So
Same.
where you feel me? So you
Yes,
know that
sir.
you feel me? I just be hearing the chord. So yeah, it's not usually what rarely, not to say that it's hard. I just like I'm mad picky. I'm like, no. And I just be like, never go with the first one. But rapping is a lot different. Like I can usually like I can usually one take that shit. Like so I recorded like rap songs in like 6 minutes, 10 minutes.
That's tough.
Sometimes. Yeah, just cause uh bring it back to Juice WRLD again. Shout out Jared, you feel me?
Yes,
There
sir.
was I heard that he had to save his money to record, and I'm Caribbean, so my parents wasn't really into me recording back when I first started recording. I didn't start recording until I graduated.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard he was saving his money and like going to the stew and having the song perfected before he even touches the studio door, and then we just body song. So I was just on that. So that's how a lot of the rap songs for this project got recorded. Like like I think Toes, or excuse me, I'm saying the beat name, No
Oh,
Breaks.
got you. Got you. I was like,
Well,
I was like, I don't remember hearing that
yeah,
one.
get the beat, you get the beat names, and sometimes the names just stay because of the
Facts.
way that I'm saying it inspires it. But yeah, I wrote No Breaks in like 4 minutes. Just like it just came mad naturally because I knew everything I wanted to say. And I used to think hearing that from other artists, I'd be like, man, they're lying, bro. They're
Right.
not like, no, that shit really helps you if you were really in the good headspace and around the right people.
Facts.
So
Like, I think that's also the hardest part. And I wonder, because it seems like you do your music very effortlessly. Does like a hook or sometimes a verse be all you want to say? Like, do you ever have a problem like filling out the space? Because it doesn't come off that way. But I know for me personally, that's sometimes the hardest part, is like I might say everything that I wanted to say in 8 bars. You know what
mhm.
I'm saying?
um I'd be like trying to just save it for other songs because I used to have the overwriting problem where I would just try to say everything, and then um I realized how to like spread it out more. Like I feel like everything I wanted to say, the overall theme of the song would always be in the hook, and then I would just like elaborate on it in the verse. So that's how I always look at it. So it really helps a lot.
Got you. Got you. That makes
Right.
sense. Um, you so like how we've just been talking about, kind of like jumping into different flows and different like sides of yourself musically. Do you think, well, you said you moved around a lot, but did you move around a lot throughout the city? Because are you more nomadic in your music because you haven't really left regionally, or does that just come from like you actually those places of moving a little bit kind of
Yeah,
influence that?
yeah, nah, it's definitely where I was at. I went from upstate. I was born in the Bronx, and my house flooded, so I had to move upstate. So it's like drastic change, city to suburbs, and then from like 6th grade, went to Atlanta for like a year, and that was like such a like an opposite. Like everyone knows New York and Georgia are like the yin and yang of themselves. Like they are not the same. Like for
Facts.
me. So even the way I talk sometimes, my slang is just like been heavily influenced from that era. So yeah, I just listen to a lot of like Rich Boy, Soldier Boy,
Yeah.
Hurricane Chris, all that stuff back when I was in Atlanta. When I moved back up here, moved to a more city area of New York, different change again. Like it was just changing a lot. And I was in a band too. So like the rock influence was there too. So it was just a lot. So yeah, it definitely comes from moving around a lot. And where I've seen, because I still stay in tune with the areas that I've been in. So like I'll play certain stuff around people that are up here and they'll be like, bro, what are you listening to? I'm like, bro, you wouldn't understand. Like
Right. Right. They just
be there,
wouldn't get
bro.
it.
I mean, yeah.
Facts. No, like that's what like what's your parents like being Caribbean? Because my grandfather's Jamaican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he
Right.
immigrated to America when he was like 14. He moved to Connecticut, then he moved to Flatbush.
Okay.
So and it's so crazy because the more that I learn about him, I realized that him living in the 80s, in the 90s, in that era, like he was DJing, but now like
Mhm.
he got all these crates, but he don't do nothing with them. Like, do you ever find glimpses of that within your family or certain family members and stuff of that nature?
Yeah. So like let's see, my dad's from Jamaica, my mom's from St. Kitts. I don't know if you know how much you know about St. Kitts, but I
Not
mean,
too much. I've heard of it.
okay. They they speak the same as Jamaicans, just like a little watered down Pato, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, yeah, he lived in. I'm pretty sure they were both in the Bronx. But as far as like the sounds, I would say yeah, like a lot of like the get down rap. You know what I'm saying? Like the like that type of shit. But I feel like my influences were more just in their Caribbean music that they listen to, like listening to like who Jock Cure, Warrior King, Buju Banton, I mean, shit like that.
Got you.
Um, yeah, my parents were not listening to like any they were listening to Jay-Z. That's about it.
Really?
Yeah, facts.
How do you feel about Jay-Z? Like being like with your sound and
About
stuff like
Jay-Z?
yeah,
Yo, I may not rap in that vibe often. Jay-Z is the best rapper of all time. He
really.
is the best rapper of all time, bro. That's how I feel. He's definitely in my top 5. And I don't even need to like because like I said, I didn't listen to real music, like my own music until 5th grade. So I actually missed like the classics a lot, like 90s R&B and 90s rap. I had to like dig and reintroduce it. It was reintroduced to me and like people sampling stuff and like, you know what
Got
I'm
you.
saying? So I had to like dig on my own.
Because like by the
But
time you were in 5th grade, he was probably still retired, right?
yeah, bro, like he not I'm trying to think what he came out with.
Was
He
it Watch
hadn't
the Throne? Well, Watch the Throne came out when I was in 5th grade.
you see, I'm older. So Watch the Throne came out when I was in like, yo, bro, I was in like, I think I was in like 10th grade.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah. So at that time, what am I listening to in like 10th grade? Like 8th grade. I started really listening to rap in like high school. Mac Miller came out.
Yeah.
Whoa, bro. Mac Miller raised me throughout the entirety of high school, bro. That was a time.
I could connect
Like,
with that because the divine feminine, like that's how I got connected with like showing certain emotions with like love and stuff like that and not being
yeah,
afraid to dive within yourself. So I
right.
definitely relate.
Yeah, bro. It's interesting too. Like, even just the fact that like you're asking me about my rap and singing era, and that's really his singing era, bro. Like he was really on gritty rap time, like boom bapping, like how Joey Badass and them be doing, like
Facts.
amazing. Word.
Yeah. I hit majority of my questions. Is there anything that you would like to like, you know, say to anyone, inspiring artists listening to this, and also kind of like have us catch up to what you're doing and what you have going on in the future?
Word. Okay. Let's see. So let's see. For Naomi is obviously out now. My single Back and Forth drops on Friday. Little switch up vibe. Anything to say to artists? My biggest thing is um just be consistent and literally listen to no one but yourself. Like that's the biggest thing I could say. That's definitely helped me. Word.
Retweet that shit, pin that shit, bro, for sure. Cause like I felt that.
Shout out Omni. You heard it here first.
Hey, we appreciate it again. I appreciate your time. Thank you. And
Like,
you have a good one, dog.
you too, bro. Be safe.
As well.